I have come here to chew bubblegum and vacuum seal ammo, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
All the way like that. Whoa. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Hey, what's up YouTube? Double Law Josh coming at you guys today with my 84th vacuum sealing video, and we're just going to keep going with this Federal box of 15 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch 1 ounce rifled slugs hollow point that I showed in the previous video. And so to begin, we're going to need to take some measurements. So here's the previous box of vacuum sealed ammo. And normally if you make this bag yourself, you're going to want to accommodate for about 1 inch on the bottom here. But since we're dealing with pre-made bags, this 1 inch doesn't quite apply. The other thing you want to kind of take into account with just the bag itself and the vacuum sealing process is you want about 4 inches across the top here, which we clearly have. Okay, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the box itself. So when you take one measurement, in fact, it's a little bit thicker down here on the bottom just because there's this extra, bit of box. Anyway, so when you look at the bottom part of this box, and again, we don't really need to take exact measurements, and I'll explain why in just a moment, you see that it's about 2.5 inches right down here. When you measure this other side, you see it's, about, over 2.5 inches. Not quite 2 3/4 inch, but, it's a little bit too over. So even if we round it up to, let's say, like 2.5 inches and 2 3/4 inches, and when we add up all three of those measurements, the 4 inches for this top part here, plus the 2.5 inch, plus even if you want to round up to 2 3/4 inches, and you come up with, 9 1/4 inches, that's how much you're going to need of bag, how much bag you'll need. I don't know a better way of saying it. So here's the measuring tape, and as you can see, we clearly have more than 9 inches of bag going across the top here. And so to begin, what I like to do is get a sticky note, and I already got this ready before filming just to save some time. As you can see, this is the 84th bag, I guess you could say, or 84th video, and today's date, January 16th of 2018. So the next thing I'm going to do is put it somewhere on the box of ammo that is not covering up important information, such as the top here, or information that's only listed once. So I'm going to go ahead and put it across here. All of this that you see up here is also on the side, in case you want to read it later. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and drop the box into the bag, just like this. And we don't really need to center it at the bottom because this is already a pretty tight fit between the bag and the box. Okay, now the next thing is the machine says to put the bag with the curled side down, going into the machine like that, but as you can see, there's not really a curled side down. So what you want to do is look at the two sides of the bag and see how one's like smooth or transparent, flexible, the other one's like rough or textured. So the part that's smooth or transparent, that's the part you're going to want to that's the part you want to put on the bottom and feed it into the machine like that. So the smooth part down, feeding into the machine. Okay, the next thing is when you feed it inside the machine, the instructions say to pull the bag as taut to the item as possible, nice and tight, as close to the item as possible. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the bag nice and tight down here, and then I'm going to feed it into the machine, and as soon as the machine starts working, I'm going to push the whole thing forward. So let's go ahead and get her done. All right, just released it, and let's take a look at the seal here, the top portion. Man, yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, looks like a pretty good seal. Okay, and then for the box itself, as you can see, man, I gotta work on this. You can clearly see that the shells are leaving an indent on the bag, which means a lot of the air was removed. It's slightly smashed in. Not all of the air was removed, of course, but a good amount was, meaning it's going to slow down the oxidation phase. It's going to slow down the metal degrading. All right, there you have it. Box is slightly smashed in. I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap. And there you guys have it. The 84th box of, well, 84th bag, technically, of vacuum sealed ammo. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, subscribing, and have a good one.